with his arsenal of deadly movesets, to his charisma, to his ability to speak on the mic, and to his promos, and to his, well, moveset. I just said that again. Sorry. Yeah, I'm getting tongue-tied on this. And character, Seth Rollins is definitely one of the most talented performers to come from out of the Shield, and it's actually the surprise sleeper hit coming out of the Shield. Like, everyone thought he was just going to be the third wheel. He's not going to make it. He's not going to go anywhere in the WWE. And then he becomes the WWE World Champion of the world, and is the Money in the Bank, cashes in at the main event of WrestleMania, the first ever one to do so. And from his deadly arsenal, he certainly looked like a cunning threat. And then the booking happened. And I've already explained this in another video. But let's just talk about Seth Rollins as overall. Seth Rollins is a definitely talented performer. I've certainly been enjoying his gimmicks, from the Shield member to the traitor's backstabbing wretch that he was. But I'm not really enjoying this weakened version of him this year at the time of this video. This whole sleazy weakling that can't do one thing right while asking for another person's help. And I know Edge did that at times, but at least Edge was portrayed as a threat, whereas Seth Rollins just looks like he would be squashed into somebody's thumb. But overall, like, during his time in Ring of Honor, he was portrayed as a big threat. Even when his final reign as world champion down in Ring of Honor, when he threatened to leave with the belt, and how he was generally using his aggression against the fans, that certainly made for expected storytelling. And when he was hired by the WWE and was in FCW, and NXT was the first NXT champion, and then he came to the Shield, and history is made. He's done great as a performer. He started as number 2 in the Royal Rumble and managed to last to like the final 6, I think. No, he got a great pop as a good guy when he eliminated Rey Mysterio when everyone thought it should have been Daniel Bryan. I'll never forget that day. That was just hilarious. And certainly his feud with Evolution and the Y family was certainly interesting, but his time when he was feuding with the Y family, like how he was speaking, it just sounded like he was trying his hardest to be noticeable. Like, notice me, notice me. Like Roman Reigns, he doesn't need to say anything. Just his mere presence will say for itself. Dean Ambrose is a psychotic lunatic, and everyone gonna notice him. For Seth Rollins, it felt like he was being in the third wheel, and he was trying to sound big and important by saying, "We speak in absolutes." And I'm like, Rollins, just show them your wrestling skills, dude. I mean, like, I know the management will try and force you not to do your impressive moveset, but defy them. It's not like you're going to lose anything else at this point. You have nothing to virtually lose. And like, yeah, like, I always felt like Seth Rollins would be the third wheel in the Shield. Like, he just looked like, well, he looked like everyday guys like Dolph Ziggler and whatnot, and Daniel Bryan, guys that would be at this certain spot that upper management would never allow to ascend to that ladder. But really, it's been surprising since Daniel Bryan that these guys have been getting up to that spot, except for Dolph Ziggler for reasons I will never understand. But that's for another video. But overall, Seth Rollins has come out of his own, has really proved it himself, certainly. And while it's questionable about his music still, which I kind of don't like, it doesn't really sound impressive. Like, I like Roman Reigns and Ambrose's theme music better. But Seth Rollins' moveset, and sadly the curb stomp, will be missed. And I hope they bring it back one day. It certainly would be awesome for him to use again, especially he really needs it now. And I will never forget, my favorite Seth Rollins match has to be with Dean Ambrose the night after SummerSlam in the Falls Count Anywhere match. Like, that was just back and forth and back and forth. Then main eventing Raw and doing a showcasing performance the night after SummerSlam, after they just had the, quite honestly, worst lumberjack in history, since all those lumberjacks were pretty much useless to contain Ambrose and Rollins. But they overall stole the show on Monday night that day. Like, I loved that episode, especially since Cena wasn't on there for obvious reasons. But it was entertaining to see these two guys main event the show. if they did have Kane interfere and Seth Rollins had done this, like, the one thing I would have changed was not having Kane's interference. Like, have Seth Rollins cunningly attack Ambrose, knock him out, drive him into the cinder blocks, and have a KO victory. And that would have been interesting. That would have been awesome. But they go with the safe route because innovation is apparently dead to them. But yeah, but Seth Rollins has been able to make do with all the obstacles that's been thrown at him, like being the third guy in the Shield. That wasn't really going to look like he's going to go anywhere, thanks to booking management. Doesn't like guys their size. And also the worst tables match in the history of tables matches. And I've seen a lot of bad tables matches, how overbooked his was when he was facing John Cena. My God, that was overbooked. And it makes CM Punk and Triple H look subtle by comparison. But like Seth Rollins really has shined. He's really gonna make go places. I really hope he gets more opportunities at the top and not get plunged down the card when he has to face Cena at SummerSlam, since he's feuding with him again. Which I kept saying, please, for God's sake, do not let this happen. So really, that's my thoughts on Seth Rollins. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.